So, guys, it's been a few weeks. No, it hasn't been a few weeks. It's been maybe a couple weeks.
No.
A couple weeks.
It could
days,
be as long as you want it to.
Somewhere around that. No. Like that we've made a video on this channel.
But you know what? That's not the end of the world, and I think it aligns with how real estate trends are right now too.
How so?
Well, buyers are on the fence. I mean, do you agree or would you not agree? What do you think about that one?
I agree, but also listings are selling, you know.
They are selling.
They're selling.
But only if they're priced right.
That's true. Okay.
Or here's the deal. An offer is being submitted on a lot of listings, and I'm like guilty of this over the last 3 weeks is my buyers, we're just saying, let's go for it. And these are big properties, like not the average home buyers price tags.
Yeah.
And we're just throwing something out there. And remarkably, the last 3 deals in the last 3 weeks, I'd say that we've done is 3 and 3. Wow. Is been put together through a heavy negotiation. Like I would say it was the most drastic offers maybe even in my real estate career. Like the most drastic offers being presented to a seller. Like where we're negotiating.
Really?
Yeah.
Like really low.
Really low.
Really low offers.
Low and conditions.
And these listings.
Like closing cost conditions.
And these sellers are willing to negotiate.
Yeah.
And that's a big sign of the market that we're in.
Way big.
And that is so much fun when you're working with the buyers in that instance. Not as fun when you're representing the seller, but when you're working with the buyers.
I was scared.
And you have the ability to write like 20,000 under ask, even 10,000, 5,000 under ask.
Talking
it's
like
so
50.
much fun. That's insane.
Talking 50 plus
That's
more.
insane. You guys, we always say it, but there's pros and cons of buying in any market. The pros of this market is less competition. The cons are the interest rates are higher, but you can always refinance later if and when they go down.
I am really curious though what interest rates are going to look like in 2026 because we are all just, and that's the whole point of my last declaration about a minute ago was we're just sitting. A lot of buyers are on the fence. They're sitting.
That's why a lot of buyers are.
Yeah.
Yes, that's very true.
But I mean, what does happen when these interest rates do go down? Are home prices going to remain? Are they going to decline? Are more homes going to go? Are you sure?
Okay, listen to this.
Give me your thought process.
I saw
we might differ.
I saw something today actually saying how, I wish I remembered the statistic. I should have written it down. It was a statistic about how over like 70% maybe of homeowners have an interest rate at 5% or below. We know so many people who would move right now if interest rates were, if they were not locked in at that super low interest rate and it just didn't make sense financially because their payment would be so much higher for the same a worse house. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yes, when interest rates lower, all those people that have been on the fence, 70% of homeowners that have wanted to move but have put it off because over the last few years because of they're literally hand locked. They're locked in the handcuffs they call it. Yeah. Yes, they have handcuffs on because of their super great interest rate. Obviously, you can always sell, but it sometimes it doesn't make sense. Like we were going to, and then we're like, just kidding. So
if the numbers don't make sense, you can't do it, or you shouldn't do it.
Yes,
I mean,
and so when that
husbands,
happens,
I hear you. I got a wife out there, and sometimes you got to please your women. So,
but listen. So let me finish my conversation. What I was trying to say is when interest rates lower, all those people that own homes that want to live in a different home, whether it's because their family's growing, they need another bedroom, or they just want to move to a different location or whatever, like they're all going to get into the market, and every other buyer that's been waiting and on the fence. So yes, home prices will go up. Homes will be writing offers 50,000 over ask price instead of 50,000 under. That's what we're going to see. But at the end of the day, as long as you can afford the payment, like who cares? Buy in whatever housing market. We need to stop analyzing this. Just buy if you can afford it and you like the house.
That's the hard thing.
And then people say, I got a comment.
People care about.
I got a comment on this channel.
About me?
No, it was saying how like realtors just always tell people to buy because they want a commission. But But at the end of the day, like I would take this advice myself. If I can afford the house and I like it and I want to buy and it's right timing for me, then buy. Like why are we waiting for some theoretical housing market crash that they've been telling us that's going to happen since I got into the business in 2015 and home prices haven't lowered? Like everyone that's been waiting for that has missed out. So we don't need to talk about this because that's not what today's show's
you
about.
can
We've
run
talked
in
about this forever.
in circles and more circles. When talking about the housing market predictions too, I'm still on that excitement train, guys. Like, it's exciting to be a part of today's real estate market. I mean, we have lived through historical times over the last 10 years, I'd say, since Mariah even got her license 10 years ago, going on 11 years. Wow, that's amazing. You're
going on 11 years.
You're going on 11 years in the business.
I'm 28.
Then 10 years, sorry.
I'm 10 years.
So you're 10 years in.
It's
Beautiful.
like literally 10 years. It's about to be my 10-year anniversary because it was fall.
Going on 11 years.
Yeah, it was fall time when I passed my exam.
You were fresh out of 18.
Fresh out of 18.
Wow. Whatever that means.
So we actually have had a good handful of new subscribers on this channel since we've not posted. So why don't we just do a quick introduction of ourselves?
Yeah, guys, my name's Spencer Crawford. I'm the husband of my partner in crime over there, Mariah Vetris Crawford, and we do real estate. This is our full-time gig. We are not part-time agents, and we are based here in Oregon. Yep. And honestly, I just love bringing a local perspective and knowledge to you guys, especially say you as an online audience calls us, emails us, visits Oregon for whatever reason when you do get here to Oregon, and we finally meet first in person, face to face. It is a fun time to finally put a voice to the person that I've been talking to for months. So that happens to us weekly, monthly, and we love helping you buy and sell real estate.
We do. And my name's Mariah, and that is my husband, Spencer. And we are a husband and wife real estate team. Like we just said, I've been in the business my whole adult life. A couple years after I got licensed, he was able to quit his job, cold turkey. We've been a team ever since. It's amazing. We love it. My business and my side of things looks a lot different than it once did. I'm super obsessed with finding ways to scale my business, and I'm very passionate about helping agents, being in relationship and mentoring agents. I actually have 2 Zoom calls today with agents in other parts of the country who want to partner with us at the brokerage we're with, Real Broker. So that is a big part. It's a big passion of mine, but it's also a big part of my business and how, my aspect of things right now. And so that's always something if you're an agent, because this channel, we have a handful of channels that bring us business in different ways. And this particular channel is kind of a mixture where we do talk about agent facing things sometimes. So maybe you're an agent watching, you're listening. And if you are, welcome. Thanks for hanging out with us. But maybe you're a potential buyer, seller, investor, it's consumer, honestly, anyone, I don't know. Because we do kind of keep it broad and open. We don't really have a super tight, it's not only agents or only buyers. You know what I mean? We give advice to all and we love it all. So, and I do love working with out of state relocation buyers as well. People moving to our area. So, okay.
What's the agenda for today though? Because I'd like to just hear the agenda. Let's discuss, let's talk, and bring an open view and opinion to the audience.
So today we're talking about something that I don't know about you, but I feel very strongly about, and that is how sales should actually be it actually is a noble profession, and it equals service. And the thing is, as someone who has been in sales, I guess I've been in sales and real estate my entire adult life. I have heard all the negative things. I've been cussed out and hung up on the phone by for sale by owners when I did cold calling, and stuff earlier on, and door knocking, and people just have such a negative perception of salespeople in general, and it shouldn't be, because it actually is. I'm sure there's some bad apples, a few bad apples out there, but sales equals service, and it actually should be a noble profession, not something that people are either icked out by or scared of. So this is going to be one of those episodes that if you're an agent, this is going to be for you. We're going to speak to you. But if you're a potential buyer or seller, we're going to speak to you as well, and maybe talk about some things at the end that if you're a buyer or seller, you're going to want to look out for and know, how do I know if I can trust my agent? How do I know if my agent has my best interest, or how do I pick an agent, that kind of thing.
No, that's really good. And I mean, when I got into the business, I never, and even that term sales, never crossed my mind. I never have quite honestly looked at myself as a salesman.
I haven't either. That's why it was weird even saying that. I was like, wait, sales? I guess we are in sales.
I don't think we've ever touched this topic too.
Yeah, because we really approach it with the I remember sitting at I used to love our office meetings when we had back in the day. Office meetings aren't the same now.
Meetings?
No. The yearly, like they'd feed us salmon and we'd go to
the Christmas party.
No, it was like the awards ceremony thing, but I don't think you ever even went.
No, I went to one of them.
But at this thing, they brought in speakers from like what was it?
The Ritz-Carlton.
The Ritz-Carlton speaker was the one I'm thinking about. Yes, and just so really drilling into us that you give first, you serve, and then you can ask for something. And that's really how we've always run our business. Is we offer free value. We've offered, I offer value online to people moving to or buying real estate in our area. And then in return, they end up wanting to work with me. And I offer free value to agents. And in return, they end up wanting to have me as their sponsor at our brokerage. So that's one thing, but also just like having a deep, and then I want to hear your opinion on this, but just I think it's important as a agent in this position, having a deep conviction and belief that that they need you, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because I remember the thing that made it easy for me to make so many cold calls to for sale by owners, the first, that was a big focus the first handful of years in my business and a big source of business for me. And the thing that really helped get me through that and like make it successful was that I really truly believed. I wasn't like calling because I was like, oh, I want to get a sale or whatever. Like I really believed they need me and I am doing them a disservice by not calling them. And because I'd seen so many instances where people would try to sell on their own and then bad things would happen, like really bad things, you guys, that you don't want happening to you if you're selling your house. Like I could tell you some horror stories from for sale by owners. So I just had led with this deep conviction, they need me, and me not calling them is actually doing them a disservice, or me letting another agent work with them is doing them a disservice, because we've all seen some really crummy agents. Okay, so your turn.
We definitely
That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, you really hit it though, because it was like when you are making cold calls, like I still do. I still make cold calls often, whether it's expired listings or for sale by owners. Mm-hmm. I know at the end of the day, because I revert back to when I wasn't a real estate licensed agent, I didn't know really what I was doing, and you kind of get regurgitated information, whether it's from Zillow or YouTube or your Google search that you did. And the reality is, to finish a real estate transaction, you might know little bits and pieces. You might have experience in that realm, and you might know some contractors, you might know an inspector, you might know an appraiser. Great. But how does it all fit together to get from the timeline from A to Z and get the transaction closed, done, signed, and you paid out on the seller side? And then on the buyer side, how do we get you the funds to purchase from beginning to end? There's a big process involved. And what I found over the last 4 years, I'd say, out of the 7 being licensed now, it's more important now than ever to have a strong team backing, some people that have got your back and representing you, because at the end of the day, when these transactions get closed, they finalize, people go on living their lives. But we all know in the last 5 to 7 years after the transaction, they're going to be coming to you as a referral base. And if they had a bad real estate experience, bad transaction, a bad service, then you're going to be out of business. They're going to be going somewhere else. And that's the main focus that I have seen, that I've always wanted to apply to my business, that I've always wanted to bring the client an experience, the client base, and an understanding of not only, this is your inspection date, this is your close date. No, I want to be with you and guide you through the process hand in hand, if that's your personality. There's some people that don't want to hear from me until they only have news. That's for me to understand about my client. That's for me to understand through experience in talking with multiple people through the years. And that's what a real estate professional does. A real estate professional is not a greedy salesman saying, burn, sign now, you will miss this opportunity if you don't do it today. If you hear those words, take off running. Just run. Every showing that I go on now, unless it's, we have 5 offers and the offer has to be submitted by this time and this date, I share that with the client. But it's not, got to do it now. What's our best for your best interest? We got to do 50,000 over ask price. That to me is a reeking smell. Mm-hmm. And it smells of commission breath. Yeah. And if you've been involved in those type of real estate realtors, I'm sorry. I'm not one of them. And those are the type of conversations I get to have on the phone. Those are the best things when I'm talking with expired listings. Those sellers have already chosen to sell their home. It failed. They went through a bad experience. They didn't get the job done from an agent that said they would get the job done. And then here I am calling them. It's one of the most rewarding things in my business, and it's to provide a service to do what I'm going to say I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And that to me is real estate.
And you do that so well. That's one pillar of our business, is helping expired listings. So people who their home was previously listed and it did not sell, it expired. And then Spencer comes in, and of course it takes, it doesn't just happen. It's very competitive. A lot of agents are also trying to work with these people, but he does such a good job because I watch him all the time list these expired listings. And then he's literally like this hero over here because he gets it sold. He gets the job done. And the previous agent wasn't able to do that. He comes in with a level of expertise and just trust. Like the agents or the clients are able to trust you. And
yeah, one of my last closing, I mean, that was honestly some of the best words you could have used, because that is what she said to me over the phone. She lives out of state now. She was in Norway for half of the transaction. Like not even in this country. And she was stressed. There's always a real reason why some of these homes remain on market. Usually because of condition or price. It's one or the other. So especially once we get it under contract, it is harder than ever to get it to close because of these obstacles we got to go through with escrow. And she says this. She says, Spencer, I was so stressed. You learned how to calm me down, not think about it, not let my anxiety come over me. And you know what? I had to just trust you in what you were saying. She did. 30 days later, closes. She had a great experience. And you know what? That's another 5-star review for us. Like that to me in any transaction is like amazing. Not the dollar amount of the sales price, not the commission, not anything. I didn't even make much off that deal, to be honest, at the end of the day. It was just a service to do to get the job done, whatever. And I love it because I look at it in my future representation, my future transactions. I'm not a salesman. I'm a repeat referral base realtor. And that's our goal. That's our angle. And that is the service industry that we're in.
Okay. So what would you say to a buyer or a seller to look for in an agent to know that they can trust this person?
If they're filling you with empty promises, that's a big one that I hear often is I'm competing. There's 3 other agents that they just interviewed. These agents said they're going to get the job done within X amount of days at this sales price. Okay, if their verbiage is I will and then the empty promises, that's a key indicator because I always say, guys, I don't have the crystal ball. Maybe I come in as the realist. I don't know. But I'm calm, cool, and collected when I'm stating this stuff.
You're honest.
I'm honest.
You're honest. And what I would say is if an agent comes in, say you want to sell your house, and they come in and they give you this unrealistic, super high list price to try to win the listing by giving you the best, highest price, and you're going to want to work with them because they think your house is worth the most, and like that's not how it should work. But sometimes that's what sellers do. And you shouldn't trust that agent. You should trust the agent like who's going to be so honest with you and tell you, you know what, this might not be what you want to hear. We can sell it. It's up to you what we listed at, but this is my honest opinion. And this is what the market says that it's worth. And it's funny though, because a lot of times what I've seen in the past is like consumers, buyers, sellers, or sellers, I guess, in this instance would look at that agent and be like, you just want a quick sale. You don't think my home, you know what I mean? I've heard people say that. It's
and
like,
that's the catch on that.
No, you want someone who's honest with you.
Yeah.
You want someone who's honest with you.
I mean, I see it though, because I actually interview for quite a bit of listings that, you know what, sometimes I don't get the listing. Sometimes I didn't win. And it hurts me to say that. But the reality is it goes on market. I see it on Zillow. I actually write it down just because that's what I do. And I'll see it. And then I see week after week, I see multiple price reductions. And then I see, oh my goodness, it closed at that with seller's concessions contributing that.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a picture perfect story of what I told the seller would happen. Now, remember what I said previously, that listing experience, that how did I make you feel as a client of mine? I don't think it's that fun doing reduction, empty promise, hard negotiating. And then, even longer days on market, 90 plus, even 100 days on market until this thing closes. That's not fun. That's called stress.
Yeah. So lastly, last thing I'll just mention is when it comes to helping, let's just say buyers, for example, because this is something that as a technically salesperson, even though we don't think of ourselves that way, we're running a business here and helping buyers and sellers and agents as well. But when it comes to working with buyers, at the end of the day, like sometimes you hear, oh, the agent's they're trying to make me buy this house, or they want me to buy this house, they're convincing me to buy this house. But like at the end of the day, we literally can't convince a buyer to buy a certain house. And that's not even in our job. That's not our expertise. Like our job is to be a local resource for like when it comes to a buyer, for example. Our job in working with a buyer is to be a local resource to add value to you, to give you our expertise and our advice and our counsel, because we do this time and time again. We've worked with a lot of these transactions. Yeah. Our job is not like a guide. It's not to say, like, yes, we can give you our honest opinion if we think something's a, good deal or underpriced, overpriced based off of what we're seeing. Of course, we can voice that and we will, but it's not ever like that's just something that I've heard. And it's like, no, like everyone should just get that out of their mind, because that's not the job of a salesperson. It's not the job of a real estate agent. We don't tell people what to buy or that they should buy a certain house. Like it doesn't even work that way. And if an agent tried to do that, like I couldn't even imagine.
It's a little unethical.
Extremely unethical.
Here's something I want to encourage prospective home buyers out there, and especially first-time home buyers as well, that are skeptical of reaching out or talking to a real estate agent. Do you know the one who's in power? The one in power is you as the buyer.
Yeah, you are.
Do you know why? Wow. Do you know why you're in power, Mariah? Why is a buyer in any real estate transaction, no matter what, why are they the one in power?
They hold the money.
Wow. And you know what? Until an offer's made, the seller's the highest bidder on their own house.
It's true.
Think about it. The seller that's still on market. There's no offer in there. So technically, the seller is the highest bidder. They have the best offer right now, and that's usually their sales price that they're set at. Well, how about we come in and compete with that, buyer? And that's up to you, because you have the money. You're not the one that has to pay this imaginary number that's listed above it on Zillow, or the Zestimate that you saw because that neighbor's house.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Zillow's never even been in these homes. What are you willing to pay as a prospective buyer in today's market? What can you afford? That is all part of the negotiations and the art of a deal to be made in real estate. Yeah. And I mean, that is what we just have done time and time again for our clients. But just as of recent, for those 3 transactions, for an example, I mean, this buyer, honestly, they came up with what they were willing on these properties. They were willing. Now, what's weird is one seller countered in a difference of maybe 10 grand. I mean, we're talking $800,000 transactions. So 10 grand is really not that big.
Yeah.
Now, there was one seller, she just went with and accepted. I mean, that's the reality of it, though, because you buyers are powerful right now. The highest bidder right now is the seller when it's on market. Come in and compete and beat that bid.
That's a good saying. The highest bidder is the seller. That's true.
Yeah, I think Matt Cordone or someone told me that.
Okay,
yeah.
I was gonna say I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's not my quote. I've heard that too.
Okay, well,
but it's absolutely right though.
It's true.
It's so true.
It's true.
So true.
All right. Well, I think we should wrap it up. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today.
Let's end it though. Mariah is a realtor, salesman.
Well,
debunk it and just say no.
Technically, yes, but no. I don't think so. We are a local resource, a guide, a counselor. We wear a lot of hats, but
I sniff salesmen's a mile away. When I'm in meetings and they're sitting in front of me,
exactly.
I know all of their little techniques, all of these lines they do, the insurance agents,
oh my gosh,
the financial advisors trying to get your percentage monthly.
When they're doing this, they're using their scripts.
They got their scripts.
We have scripts too. We don't use them though because we aren't those kind of agents.
It's all at the top of the queue.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us today. Drop a comment and let us know where you're listening from. We love chatting with you guys in the comment section. You can also listen over on Spotify. Find the link in the description. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell. We come on here every week with new videos, and we'll see you next week.